Okay, so today I'm going to be sharing a video about twin flames from the masculine perspective. All of the stages that I went through and all the trials and tribulations and everything I learned from the masculine perspective. So back in 2014, I did not know I was preparing for my twin flame. However, I knew that I was seeking my life partner. Looking back on my life, I had a history of having a core negative belief in my noggin here that I wasn't worthy of love. So a pattern that I was experiencing over and over was I was chasing after women that were not interested. In 2014, I was living in a really exciting time in my life. I was working with a coach and I recently left my engineering career and I was exploring following my higher self, living in the flow, following my intuition. On the day of twin flame recognition, I was on the dance floor of Ecstatic Dance in Oakland, California. I was following my highest excitement that day, dancing with a lot of joy, and then I looked behind me and I saw this light and I walked towards the light and I saw Amanda and I grabbed her hand and then started dancing with her. Next thing I knew, it's been an hour and we were dancing together. And for the first time ever, really, I felt so comfortable dancing with her and I just really felt at home. That's the best way I can describe it. It took a while for me to know that she was my twin flame, and now I know the 22 twin flame signs of reunion, and we created a checklist that you can check in the links below. And I wish I had this checklist at the time. It can help you avoid a lot of the confusion and drama that we went through in 2014. So after twin flame recognition, Amanda and I actually went to Burning Man, and then after that we traveled down to San Diego to live there by the beach, and it was truly the honeymoon stage of our relationship. We spent every single day together, and days that we were not in the physical, we were talking on the phone. And so I was learning so much and I was growing so much, and for the first time I was learning from the divine feminine. And she was highly psychic, so she was giving me all these psychic intuitions and things that she just psychically knew about me, and it was blowing my mind. And so I was in a deep internal self-discovery, emotional process. I was learning a lot about my past. Amanda does a lot of psychic work on the inner child, so I was learning through her psychic gifts wounds that I had in my inner child, in my emotional bodies, in psychology. I was awakening these new parts of me, and I was awakening new gifts inside of me that I never knew I had. And I was falling in love fast. Yet the first 6 months or so of our relationship, Amanda was doubting our connection, and it was extremely heartbreaking for me because just about every month she would have some dream or some belief that I was not her twin flame, that her twin flame was someone else, and that I was getting in the way. And since I was in love with her, it was really heartbreaking, and I had to really take responsibility. Responsibility was something that I was really learning at the time, and learning how to feel my emotions that came up around abandonment and all the wounds that were there from my childhood. And so I had to really stay strong within myself, stay strong within my masculine, to hold space for myself and to love myself fully so that I could feel all these feelings, let them flow through me completely, so that I wasn't chasing after Amanda. And so I was subtly chasing after her because there was this kind of gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching desire to be with her while she was deciding whether or not she wanted to be with me. So in the first 6 months or so, I was the chaser, and I was actually more so in my feminine. I was like really opening my heart. I was healing these emotions. learning all this wisdom about myself and my inner child. And yet later in our relationship, I was the runner. And so in that situation, I was actually in my masculine, and I was not wanting to be in the relationship, at least for a certain amount of time. And that was because we got so entangled together. We were just all wrapped up with one another. We were spending every single day with each other. We owned a business together. We still do. And I felt like I lost myself, and I lost my masculine power and my sense of self. And so I had to go on a vision quest, you can call it, where I went off on my own to learn, to reconnect to myself, to learn what my needs and my boundaries are, to find that wholeness within myself, to fill my own cup first so that I can overflow that in my partnership, and so that we can be together as two individuals, two whole mates together, rather than two partners that were basically like black holes sucking the energy from each other. Another thing that really came up was masculine anger towards the feminine. And I know this is a really touchy subject, yet I believe I was definitely clearing this for myself, definitely clearing it for my father and his father, so down my lineage, as well as I believe for the collective. And that's why I'm so passionate about this work that we do. So there were times when masculine anger would get triggered. You could say it was my shadow side. Now, I've always been a nice guy in the past, yet this was coming out because the twin flame connection is so powerful. So I would notice anger would trigger out of me almost uncontrollably, definitely unconsciously, when I would get really confused with my partner Amanda's femininity, her divine feminine, and it would come out of me uncontrollably. And pretty much every time I would regret it afterwards, or at least I would realize that there was a more mature way of expressing my emotions. And so it was really challenging. In fact, this is probably the most challenging thing I've ever done in my lifetime, is I worked on it every day to bring more awareness to this anger that was being triggered out of me, to take full responsibility for it, and to learn nonviolent communication, authentic relating, all of these different emotional intelligence practices for myself, so that I could peacefully communicate my emotions without getting enraged. Eventually, once we worked past all of our twin flame runner chaser drama, I felt whole and complete and secure in the relationship. So then we had a wedding, we got married. It was an amazing ceremony with all of our families, and it was really powerful to be witnessed marrying your twin flame. And after the marriage ceremony and the legal marriage, we really did feel very different. We felt a noticeable shift individually and in our union in particular, where we felt like we were just so solid and so secure. And the fact that we were witnessed by both of our families was really powerful, and we felt like it was just grounded, like fully grounded our union. And now after marriage, we've had a beautiful baby daughter, Elisa Rose. I'm so excited to be a father. It's amazing. I know I've always meant to be a father. I knew that from a very early age. And now we are serving our clients, and we're serving the world, and we are on our mission to awaken twin flames to their highest potential, to reach union, and to be on their soul's mission. Now remember, if you're still confused about the twin flame signs, check out the 22 twin flame signs of reunion checklist so that you don't have to go through the twin flame drama, the ups and downs. Much love. Namaste. Namasko.